What is up, y'all? It is Comfy and Jimmy, and I want to welcome you guys all to another video of r/NuclearRevenge. And just join my Discord, and we are now at 3,000 subscribers, and for that, I'll be doing a Q&A video, so comment your questions down below, and let's get right into the video. Want to text and drive at 3 AM? Hope you enjoy replacing your passenger window. Mobile, obligatory, blah blah blah. This is very short, instant revenge that happened on my way to work today, at the dark, groggy, dreary hour of 3 in the morning. AD, someone driver. To set the tone, I live in California, land of under-engineered freeways and bad drivers. I was taking a junction from one freeway to another. It is 2 lanes for about half a mile, and very slowly merges into one for another half, before finally merging into its destination. I am cruising through, empty even for 3 in the morning. As the lanes begin to merge down and AD rolls in the narrowing space, headlights off, eyes glued to his phone, causing me quite a scare. I honk repeatedly to no avail. As the gap is rapidly narrowing, no time for me to stop safely. Then I see it, my solution. I have an unopened energy drink can and one of the big ones in my cup holder. Not even 2 seconds after him pulling alongside me, the can soars the gap between the cars right into his passenger window. The sound of broken glass rings out of his car as it screeches to a halt. Hope AD learned his lesson not to text and drive. Also, turn your headlights on. I would have been able to avoid it if he had. I hope you guys enjoyed my homemade glass breaking sound. And well, I think the story earns a short and sweet participation award. Woo! Let's give Mel a clap. Alright. Spread rumors about me? Bully me? You're going to the hospital. I was a freshman during this time. I was kind of chubby and had some acne, so I was seen as an easy target for bullying and rumors. One day, a kid started a rumor saying I was psycho, and I killed animals for fun. And before I killed them, I screwed them. Some people thought it was true, but most knew it was complete crap. Considering I'm a nice guy unless you make me mad, and believe me, I was truly mad about this. A few days later, I had a plan. I got all of my closest friends together and told them the plan. They all walked home and I got picked up by my parents around 2 hours after the school ended, so I had time. The plan was to catch them on his way home and scare them into admitting to everyone the rumors were just that, made up. We had a backup plan and a backup for the backup plan too, just in case he refused. A few of my friends ran home and grabbed some non-lethal options. So about 15 minutes later, they were all hidden in a ditch across the street with airsoft and paintball guns. I caught them in just the right place. There was no cover and everything went to plan except for one thing. He had 2 of his friends, or goons as everyone called them. I stopped them knowing I was safe because there were 3 paintball guns and a full auto gas powered airsoft gun waiting for my signal. They started to make fun of me, but I cut them off and tried to get them to agree to the deal. One of his friends pulled out a pretty big pocket knife, and I knew what would happen if I didn't tell my friends what to do, so I did. They all got lit up with frozen paintballs and a mag of BBs. My friends got a little carried away and rushed at the guys laying on the ground and started stomping on them. We told them not to screw with us, and 2 of them started crying and the third one was out cold. Apparently he got hit in the temple with the paintball gun and ended up with a major concussion. The other 2 got shot mainly in the body. They begged me to call an ambulance, so I did, with this phone to make sure that there was no trace of me ever being there. They all had some broken ribs, crazy bruises, and a few paintballs went under their skin and had to be removed before they broke open. They all had to spend weeks in hospital, and the kid with the major concussion now has a great chance of seizures later in life. The others have scars from the paintballs embedding in their skin, and one of my friends came forward saying he was involved because he was afraid the kids would tell the cops it was us. But I knew they wouldn't because they knew in our school snitches aren't tolerated for any reason. Alright, I'm gonna cut you guys a deal. If you don't subscribe right now, my friends hiding in the ditch will blast you all with paintball guns. So you better just subscribe right now, just so you don't get hurt. Alright, Did you subscribe? No, you didn't. I'm gonna give you 3 more seconds. Okay, that's enough seconds. You subscribe? Okay, you subscribed. All right. Hey, it's okay, guys. They subscribed. You can pull down your fire. Oh, no, don't shoot. Threaten me at my house? Bye-bye job prospects. Hi, Reddit. Sorry, this is quite a long one. Earlier today, I found out something that made my day. To begin with, I study marine engineering, which for those that don't know is engineering on ships. I am part of the merchant navy as an officer cadet, as I am still studying to become an engineering officer. We are held to pretty high standards, not to the same level as military, but still. We need to be professional. In order to do my course, you can either fork out near $50,000 and spend hours upon hours for looking for companies to let you work on board on ship for experience, or get a company to sponsor you and pay for the course. The option that I and the person in question, will call him D for Druggy, was the company route, which is the main option. Because this is such a professional industry, drug use is heavily frowned upon. Being found under the influence is cause for instant dismissal, yet managed to pass every drug test, only having 1. For training, we have to attend a college that specializes in jobs for the merchant navy, so you get to meet a lot of people from around the country. Sometimes the world, as there are a few companies from the Middle East that use the college I attend for training their officers. In order to get into college, I ride a motorbike. Cars are too expensive as I'm 20 and insurance for a bike is so much cheaper than car insurance. Now, because I ride a motorbike, I have gear, gloves, neck warmer, as it gets cold here, jacket, etc. D would religiously take my bike stuff and hide it or throw it around the classroom. To begin with, I was alright with it, as he would do stuff like this all the time. But like everything, after a while it was no longer fun. I should state that this was between lectures, so we wouldn't make anyone mad. We are childish, but only when appropriate. After it being stopped funny, I asked D to stop, and it didn't. It got to the point where we nearly had a fight because of it. D would sometimes not show up to lectures, which is like not showing up to work, but would magic up excuses that people bought. But because D never showed up to lectures, his grades started to drop. He only passed a couple of exams. His sponsoring company picked up on this and warned him that if he continued that he would be let go, which it did, and eventually he was. Anyways, because of the course had already been paid for, he was allowed to continue to get an HNC, Higher National Certificate, which was one of the qualifications you can get outside of COC, Certificate of Competency, which is what you need to work as an officer on board a ship. I didn't think anything of it, but at least you would get something out of it. One night the class was staying back late as we had a big exam coming up. We were getting some revision done, or at least that was the intention. While I went to the toilet, D was up to his old tricks. We were in a class with a locked cage in the back full of expensive equipment. D thought it would be a good idea to throw one of my gloves in there. When I got back, I spent the best part of 30 minutes looking for my stuff. I eventually found it all, but couldn't get the glove out from the cage. My arms weren't long enough. Luckily enough, another class member who I'm close to reached in and got it for me. After this, he kept grabbing my stuff. I got more and more annoyed and said something that I agree was out of line, but I was mad. I said, "I now understand why your dad beat you as a kid." Not word for word, as this was a few weeks ago, my memory isn't the best. I found out that he was beaten as a child, which I can sort of sympathize with. I was a baby. Fortunately, I can't remember it. I do also have friends who were and sadly do remember, but have grown from it, which he hadn't in my opinion. He was red in the face and stormed over to me to put me in a headlock and tried choking me out. I didn't retaliate, as I will admit he is stronger than me. So I waited until he let go, and as he did, he proceeded to storm out of the room to calm down. He then comes back and sits down. The atmosphere in the class is intense. He then proceeds to put in our group chat, which we use to inform each other of any work that was missed, new lessons that were put out last minute, or just to have a chat on weekends. Pissy seat. At first, I think nothing of it, and continue to do my work until my classmate responds with, You didn't. This is when I think. He went outside. My motorbike is outside. In a fit of rage, I race over to my bike to find it has been moved, which made me mad, but not as much as if it would be peed on. So I head back to the class, a bit annoyed, but I sit down and continue. After about an hour, I start to put my stuff in my bag, and I notice the straps have been padlocked together. I knew D did it, but he protested his innocence. I knew he did it, but I thought, screw it, I'm tired. I'll deal with this lock later. The padlock had been rendered the bag useless, but made it somewhat awkward to use. As everyone is leaving, someone takes D's phone. I don't know who. I am the last to leave, as I have all my bike gear. They either drive cars or walk. As I am leaving, my friend hands me D's phone. D saw my friend with the phone, but didn't see him give it to me. D asked for the phone, but as I'm annoyed and pretend not to know anything, after about 5 minutes of arguing my ignorance, D throws the key to the padlock on my bag and walks over to my friend. I'm at my bike now, getting all my gear, with D's phone in my hand and getting ready to drop it at his feet and ride away. But as I get on the bike, he storms over really aggressively and says my friend said he gave it to me. I show him it. He's a good 5 meters away, and I throw it in the bush next to the bike in the bike parking. I ride off. As I'm pulling away, D kicks me. Now, I have a pretty fast bike, so I ride home quickly, as I have a feeling something's going to happen. I get home and put the bike in the garage and head outside. 5 minutes later, D pulls up. I notice, so I head outside, and he is wanting to fight. I'm not a violent person, but I will defend myself if needed. I say screw off, I'm not gonna fight, and lock the door. He stood there for a good few minutes before he gives up. The next day I head to college, and as I'm annoyed and fearful that D will do something to my bike, I tell the college, I recite the story, and they are shocked. They wanted us both to be there so they could hear both sides of the story, but only I show up. After about a week, D shows up. The college wants to talk to him, so they do. Apparently what was said to him is that as he is looking for a job or something to do, if he applies to the parent college of the one I attend, he will not get in place due to his actions, and he will have to put them down as a reference on his CV. They will inform anyone he applies for a job, of course, the same thing will occur. In short, because I informed the college that I made it near impossible for D to get a job. I would like to point out that I did not say that I wanted any further actions taken, and everything after myself informing the college happened was out of my control. So all I'm getting out of this story is that the first 2 or 3 paragraphs have absolutely nothing to do with the story and just talk about drugs. I was thinking the entire time, when is this bad boy gonna get caught with drugs or violating the code? It is not cool to jewel in school. So, kind of a letdown, I'm saying. But I mean, you did make it impossible for him to get a job, so it does qualify the NuclearRevenge material. Thank you all for watching towards the end. I hope you guys are having a great day, night, time, whenever you're watching this, wherever you're watching this. If you're watching this and you do not know who Jimmy is, then you must watch my last video. And no, I'm not just trying to get more views on that video. Why would you say such a thing? For real though, guys, thank you for all the support, and I hope you guys have a fantastic life. See you soon, useless spoon. And yes, I googled fun ways of saying goodbye. That's how uncreative I am. I also do Reddit videos, so that also shows how uncreative I am. Bye, guys. Okay, this is Jimmy here. So I want to secretly tell you that Comfy's actually not a YouTuber. He's a lizard. And, Jimmy, what are you doing? Bye.